With raids in 15 states and over 100 arrests, PFI money trail comes into focus. Agencies join the dots to unravel international network of illegal PFI funds. From Hawala to fake receipts, Republic gets the exclusive details of the controversial group's sources of money. Did PFI route money for hate speeches and terror training? NIA investigation throws up details. CBI arrests Chief General Manager of NHAI in Patna over bribery charge. Hello, welcome you watching. This is Exclusive with me, Shavan Sen. On this show tonight, we'll get you full details, the dirty cash of the Popular Front of India. The reason why I'm calling this dirty cash is that if you take a look at how the money has essentially come in, you would only raise this question as to what is there to really hide. If this was all about donations and if it was all about charity, then why is it the need of the hour for the Popular Front of India to try and say that they do not know who are the donors, the receipts that have been accessed or during the searches turns out to be completely fake. So several such questions come up as far as the donations that have been received by the Popular Front of India. And tonight we'll get you every single detail of the money that has been received by Popular Front of India and their failure to explain where did it all come from. On your screens tonight is that flowchart which gives you a basic understanding of how exactly did the money come in and what was it essentially used for. The entire money flow that is under the investigation of the agencies. Let's begin with the multiple entities of a Popular Front of India. It all begins with the fact that large part of the money is basically coming in from Middle Eastern countries like Qatar. What happens thereafter is that the money is coming through only two routes. One happens to be Hawala, the other happens to be household remittances, which means that they're essentially trying to show that those who are working abroad are sending money to India. But that's not the case. What turns out is that the moment money reaches here in India, it is transferred into multiple accounts of Popular Front of India. And surprisingly, all of this is being deposited exactly at the time when certain protests are supposed to take place, especially during the anti-CA riots, protests that were taking place, or even the riots that took place in the national capital. Money was deposited into the accounts of PFI members, withdrawn exactly on the dates when the riots took place or when the protests were taking. Take a look at some of these images. These images are those which indicates the activities of the Popular Front of India, the unlawful activities of the Popular Front of India, and details that are basically emerging at this point in time. Let's take a look at some more details that are coming in right now from the documents that have been accessed by Republic TV. In fact, we'll put out those details and also go across to our reporters to get you a sense of the investigation that's been carried out by the National Investigation Agency and the Enforcement Directorate. And what is it that both the agencies have to say? Let me introduce our reporters, Ashwin, who's joining us from Kerala, Anirudh, who's joining us from Guwahati, and Varshini, who's joining us from Chennai, and Sandeep, who's joining us from Mumbai, and Prajwal, who's joining us from Bengaluru. First, let me come to you, Ashwin. You've seen some of the documents that have been put forth in the court today. The National Investigation Agency has linked the Popular Front of India to proscribed terror organizations. I want you to concentrate on that, and then perhaps we'll go across to our other reporters to get a sense of what's really happening in the other states.
Well, absolutely. The remand report that has been accessed by Republic, which was submitted to the court, while the NIA was submitting the offences of the 13 PFI activists who have been arrested by the NIA under various charges, 120B, 153 and UAPA as well, several sections of UAPA. What it indicates is something alarming, concerning and shocking, to say the least. Important fact is that NIA has come to the investigation because when we read the remand report, it clearly indicates that NIA has taken its time out to carefully watch the activities of PFI for quite some time, and now they have come up with this investigation. And what the remand report essentially says is that there has been a communal hatred that the PFI has been spreading. They have been luring youngsters to join proscribed terrorist organization, including Al-Qaeda, including ISIS as well as Lashkar. Now, apart from this, NIA has also got crucial evidences in the terms of a hit list. This is specifically mentioned in the remand copy. Hit list has been accessed by the NIA, which essentially states that the PFI has organized it in such a way they have created a hit list of people who are belonging to leaders, especially from one particular community, is what has been mentioned in the remand report. This certainly puts the onus on the
Let me also get a quick word from Anirudh right now. Anirudh, as far as PFI's role in the state of Assam is concerned, that has been known for quite some time. In fact, the Assam Chief Minister had also written to the centre with regards to the activities of Popular Front of India, and just like the Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister, he too has basically sought for a ban. Just a quick update of what's really happening in Assam.
Yes, Sawan, in fact, the press note given out by the Assam police yesterday after 10 arrests were made, and today we are getting to know that Dr. Minarul Sheikh, the West Bengal unit president of PFI, has also been arrested by Assam police from Delhi. And all these 11 members of the PFI have been accused of, increasing enmity between different groups, and also giving communal overtone to various issues, be it the CA issue, be it the NRC issue, be it the Ram Janambhoomi issue, be it the Bilkis Bano case or the Hijab Road that was witnessed in Karnataka. The PFI tried to give communal overtone to all these incidents back here in Assam, and they also managed to design a nefarious plan, in fact during the CAA agitation in Assam, and also when the Gorokuti eviction drive took place. The PFI is also accused of inciting violence and provoking the people as far as the Batadraba arsoning incident is concerned, which took place a few months back, where the entire police station was set ablaze by a mob. And in that case also the role of PFI was mentioned, and subsequently upon as the investigation continues, the Assam police is also looking into different aspects. As we all know that with the ABT and the Ansarullah Islam making a foothold in the state of Assam, the Assam police is also looking into that aspect, if any of the PFI leaders had some or other link with the ABT cadres who have been arrested. So far, more than 40 of the ABT and Ansarullah Islam cadres have been arrested. So yes, all these aspects are being looked into. And as far as the state government's version is concerned, the state government have already sent a dossier to the MHA seeking a complete ban on the PFI, and we are getting to know that the state government of Assam is still stands by the dossier that was sent a couple of months back to the Ministry of Home Affairs. Sawan.
Let's get a quick update from Bengaluru, then we will also get in some more breaking news. We've accessed remand copies of the Enforcement Directorate of the arrests that have been made, 4 arrests made by the Enforcement Directorate, and I'll try and explain to all our viewers tonight as to why these 4 arrests becomes extremely crucial to understand the money flow and how the money was being utilized. But let me get a quick word from Prajwal, who's joining us from Bengaluru, a city where Popular Front of India has been extremely active. It is this very city from where Popular Front of India basically announced their entire, what they called their movement. At least 3 smaller organizations came together, making the Popular Front of India. Prajwal, just to put out details of the activities of the Popular Front of India in the state of Karnataka, and especially given the fact that their close association with the SDPI in several districts where they've actually won. The SDPI has won seats in the local body elections. All this while they said that there is no link between SDPI and PFI. It turns out in the investigation that there is a clear link between SDPI and the Popular Front of India.
Absolutely, Shravan, because it is not only the STPI but also the Campus Front of India too, because we saw in the month of February in 2022 when the hijab row became center stage and it became a national issue, it was the PFI who started an online campaign along with the STPI trying to provoke the students in the campuses not only in Bengaluru but also across the entire state of Karnataka. We also saw their active role during the CAA protest and the NRC protest too, where PFI basically funded many of the students too, and it was alleged that they also sponsored several students from across the state to come to Bengaluru and protest against the CAA and NRC. It is also now being learnt that the PFI sponsored and funded several terror camps too, and it has been learnt that the documents which were seized in Shakib's house in Richmond town on Bengaluru gives in a lot of evidence that this was mainly in regards to the terror funding angle, and this is from where the NIA picked off. And surprisingly today the Bengaluru cops have also gone on to seize 34 lakh rupees. 15 arrests have been made out of the 19 names which has been filed in the FIR copy, along with 7 burner phones too, and the whole modus operandi pointing to the fact that they wanted to create enmity between 2 religions to spoil the peace of Bengaluru, which is usually a very calm city, Shravan.
Well, in fact, we are now getting into some breaking news before I go across to Varshini and Sandeep. Varshini from Chennai and Sandeep from Mumbai, where there have been action from both the agencies. Arrests have been made in the state of Tamil Nadu as well as in Maharashtra. But let's put out some breaking news now coming in. We've now accessed exclusive images of PFI leaders' residences, their residences from where the arrest has actually taken place, and why it's very important to tell you. Take a look at this picture that we have accessed. This is the residence of top PFI leader Shafiq Payat. He is a PFI activist as well as a HZPI member. A luxury apartment in Calicut from where the arrest has actually taken place. Shafiq Payat, a PFI activist and SDPI member, he's been arrested by the Enforcement Directorate on the grounds that he is the one who's been a member since its foundation and was deputed for fund collection in Qatar and the transfer of funds to India. The Enforcement Directorate says that it's in a clandestine manner in the guise of international trade of goods or donations, and all of this that was being done in a concealed manner for possessing and acquiring proceeds of crime. In fact, it also turns out that Shafiq Payat was the one who was active in even the SDPI elections, the elections that was conducted. SDPI membership receipt booklets were also seized from his residential premises during the searches. He stated that the same were kept by Fahad, who is a municipal president, during the branch meeting of SDPI which was held at his home in September 2021. He stated that he himself had donated 5,000 rupees to SDPI. Take a look at this. The full details now coming in of how exactly the money started coming in and the link between the SDPI and PFI. Important to note here is that all this while PFI as well as SDPI have maintained that there are no links whatsoever. In this particular document that you see, there is a clear mention of the fact that Payat is an SDPI member too, and a PFI member. In fact, this is where he says that he had joined, that he had joined the National Development Front in the year 2005. As a result, he joined PFI on the formation in 2007. He stated that he was a member of the Social Democratic Party of India. SDPI membership received booklets were seized from his residential premises. Now, I'll take you through some of the other documents also that we have accessed right now. Let's take a look at the remand copy that has been accessed by us of Shafiq Payat, who was arrested by the Enforcement Directorate in Calicut and was brought to Lucknow late last night and now has been sent to the Enforcement Directorate's custody. Now, there is a link that has emerged between Shafiq Payat and another key member of the Popular Front of India who goes by the name of K.A. Rauf Sharif. And in this document, they make a mention of the fact that K.A. Rauf Sharif entered into a criminal conspiracy with other PFI CFI members abroad to fraudulently transfer 1.36 crore rupees from abroad in the guise of payments related to international trade of goods. Mohammed Shafiq was one such prominent PFI member based in Qatar who transferred funds to Rauf Sharif in the guise of international trade of goods. The money obtained by K. Rauf Sharif as a result of criminal activity relating to the offence of criminal conspiracy qualifies as the proceeds of crime. And take a look at this. Let's put out the details. What's the link with Hathras? Rauf Sharif and his associates received raised money, and the four associates of Rauf Sharif, Atikur Rahman, Masood Ahmad, Siddiq Kapan and Muhammad Alam were travelling to Hathras to disturb the communal harmony, incite riots, spread terror and other unlawful activities, for which the four associates of Rauf Sharif were arrested by the Uttar Pradesh police en route to Hathras. Investigation also revealed that Mohammed Shafiq transferred 16 lakh rupees from his South Indian bank to Rehab India Foundation, a related entity of PFI. And in this context, Rauf Sharif had admitted in his voluntary statement that Rehab India Foundation may be using the members of the PFI stationed in Gulf countries to mobilize funds from Gulf of India. They also make a mention that there was a deliberate attempt to conceal the foreign origin of funds. Shafiq Payat transferred the said funds from his personal account maintained in Qatar to his account in India, and from there transfers were made to Rauf Sharif and to the Rehab India Foundation. Take a look at one more aspect of how they were basically trying to, in the garb of saying there were donations that were coming in the garb of saying that they were raising money through legitimate ways. This is what has actually happened on the ground. They've stated that he received around 90 lakh rupees as commission for selling masks. Commission amount was received mostly in cash, which he deposited in his Doha bank account, and thereafter he transferred the money to his South Indian bank account in India. He had transferred the funds amounting to about 40 lakh rupees to K.A. Rauf Sharif's ICICI and Federal Bank accounts from South Indian bank account and Doha bank account. He stated that he worked for 2 years in Gulf Tejas Daily as a business development manager. Important to point out here, Gulf Tejas Daily happens to be one of the mouthpiece of Popular Front of India, and he was been a member of it. And as we've been pointing out, the fact that there is a clear link between the SDPI and the Popular Front of India, which is also mentioned in this particular remand copy that has been accessed by Republic TV. So that's remand 1 that we have accessed, and of course we'll go to the remand 2 in a short while from now. Let me also bring in our colleagues right now to just take you through some of the details that we are accessing. Now, Siddiq Kapan's role also has been mentioned in this particular remand that has been accessed by Republic TV. They say that the money that was actually given to Siddiq Kapan and others Kapan were coming in from people like K. Rauf Sharif. K. Rauf Sharif was arrested by the Uttar Pradesh police and thereafter was also questioned by the Enforcement Directorate. Let me get a quick word from Varshini right now from Chennai while we stay with the breaking news coming in, and also perhaps in a short while from now we'll put out the second remand with regards to the arrests made by the Enforcement Directorate in the national capital. 4 leaders who have been arrested. Let me bring in Varshini right now. Varshini, what's really happening in Chennai and other parts of the state where the arrests have taken place, searches have taken place?
Shravan, if you see in Chennai, as yesterday, there was a massive crackdown throughout the country, particularly in Tamil Nadu. There were 11 arrests made by the NIA along with the ED after the raids that were conducted, and the PFI leaders who've been arrested hold some important positions in the PFI, including state secretaries, the district secretaries, and the other important positions. Therefore, there were huge protests not just yesterday but also today that happened in Chennai and in the other parts of the state as well. In the other parts of the state where the important leaders came from, who are currently now under the custody and are undergoing investigations by the NIA, have been playing a vital role in the accusations that have been put forth regarding the terror funding and the radicalization of youths. And we also hear that these protesters who are protesting in Chennai are not yet done with the protest, and they say that if at all these arrested PFI leaders are not released anytime soon, they will escalate the protest and take it to another level, is what they have been voicing against the NIA raids that took place yesterday. And we also hear the accusations from the protesters who say that this is not just this is a targeted act, and it's not just about the PFI but also the entire Muslim community is being targeted, are the kind of allegations that the protesters all around the state are now putting forward. And there is a big confusion prevailing in the state whether as their demands will be answered or not is the biggest question here. So whatever the outcome of the NIA investigation that's currently going on is going to be, that would be deciding the kind of reaction from these people who are protesting from yesterday as well.
Let me also get in a quick word right now from Sandeep while we just prepare ourselves with the second breaking news now coming in. We've accessed the remand copy of the Delhi PFI leaders who've been arrested by the Enforcement Directorate. Sandeep, as far as Maharashtra is concerned, what are the links that are emerging, and what is it that the NIA has to say with regards to the role of those leaders operating in the state of Maharashtra?
So as far as Maharashtra is concerned, Shravan, there are 20 people who have been arrested from Maharashtra, and in fact 5 from Mumbai. Now these are the people who were out here in Mumbai, and one of them is Iqbal Muhammad Ibrahim Khan, who was arrested from his home, and he used to work in a film studio. Apart from that, there was a person named Sheikh Sadiq Isaac Qureshi. Now, Qureshi was a lawyer, in fact, is a lawyer who practices in a family court, who used to educate people legally, how to target people legally. And in fact, he used to give hate speeches also. That's what it's been alleged. In fact, when these 5 people from Mumbai was arrested and were produced by ATS in the courthouse, it was clearly mentioned that they were involved in anti-India activities, and in fact sections like UAPA was also invoked against them. Now, apart from that, what information that the central agencies, investigating agencies have given to us is that PFI used to operate Shravan, karate classes. Now, in this karate classes, they used to give anti-India speeches. They used to brainwash new people who used to join PFI, and in fact youths were in fact brainwashed with several speeches of Anis Ahmed. Now, Anis Ahmed is one of the General Secretary of PFI, and he used to regularly give speeches against Hindus, against RSS in fact, and several statements were in fact is also there on Telegram. Now, there is also a Telegram recruitment group. Now, in this group, they used to give hate speeches, web links of hate speeches of several Muslim clerics were also shared, and it was very much portrayed that Muslims are not being treated well in India. So these kind of things were shared to instigate violence across the country, and in fact on the same line now the central agencies and the investigating agencies are investigating. But yes, so far 20 people have been arrested. In fact, Anis Ahmed's Republic TV in fact have accessed the video of Anis Ahmed, who is the General Secretary and who is under the arrest of NIA.
Well,
He's been seen speaking against RSS and Hindus.
Well, in fact, let me just quickly take our viewers through the other document that has now been accessed by Republic TV. It's the remand copy of the Delhi PFI leaders who've been arrested by the enforcement director. The big breaking news coming in. Let's just put out that breaking news. Bogus donors, you've heard it right, bogus donors of the Popular Front of India. What used to happen is that the enforcement directorate asked the Popular Front of India to furnish details of the donations that they had received, whether they were from credible sources or not. And this is what the enforcement directorate has now revealed. The details of the cash donations for the year 2018-2019 were submitted by PFI. Scrutiny revealed that complete details were not mentioned. Let's just cut to the document that's been accessed, which I'm just pointing out right now. Let's just put that out right now on our screens of the details that we're getting in. This is what the Popular Front of India has to say, that complete details were not mentioned in respect of numerous donations. For instance, name of the donor and address were blank or incomplete, which made it difficult to locate the donors and verify the contributions. It was noticed that complete details were shared in respect of several residents of a particular colony in Delhi. Statements of several such individuals were recorded to verify the creditworthiness and identity of the donors and the genuineness of the transactions. Individuals categorically denied any association with Popular Front of India or the SDPI and stated that they neither made any donation to Popular Front of India nor did they have any financial capital to do so, which essentially means that they have been lying. They have been lying to the agency, saying that they have credible donors. It turns out that they are bogus. They are children. Some of the cash receipts are in the name of children. That's the latest that we have on the entire money flow of the Popular Front of India. I thank all of my colleagues who are joining us from different parts of the country, getting you the latest on the Popular Front of India and the crackdown on this organization.
11 locations raided across Shimoga. 2 terrorists have been seized by the Shimoga police who were trying to conduct blasts across Karnataka. All this and much more on the other side of this break on Republic TV.
Amity has been ranked India's #1 private university for the 10th year by India Today, a testimony to Amity's world-class education whilst imbibing values and sanskars in students.
Top stories in brief, viewers. The Kerala High Court has taken up a suo motu case against the PFI against the flash strikes called by the organisation across Kerala. The court has called for a stringent action against the vendors, stating that acts of violence interfering with the life of citizens ought to be dealt with iron hands, thereby directing the state machinery to prevent any such incidents. Two police personnel were reported to have been attacked by 2 bike-borne alleged supporters of the PFI at the district of Kollam in Kerala, and they called for a strike during the NIA raids.
Karnataka Congress have released another social media campaign of posters under the banner Pay CM, alluding to the alleged transactions made to the BJP government for various positions in the state. Protests of the PFI further witnessed across Kerala as country-wide protests against the organisation arrests at least 106 individuals following the raids. Anti-riot mock drill conducted by Delhi police in Kushal Cinema Chowk, the site of the riots that took place on the occasion of Hanuman Jayanti in Jahangirpuri. Co-president of BJP Mahila Morcha in West Bengal, Moshumi Das, attacked by two suspects who broke into her residence. With faces covered and attacked the leader, suspicions have been raised of the miscreants being linked to the TMC. At least 2,600 quarters of illegal liquor recovered as a vehicle is used for transporting it was seized by police at Dwarka in NCR. 3 bootleggers who were arrested are further accused of using children to evade authorities. Karnataka Congress have released another social media campaign of posters under the banner Pay CM, alluding to the alleged transactions made to the BJP government for various positions in the state.
Look at some national stories now. The PFI is taken to the streets after the nationwide raids by the National Investigation Agency on its offices. The protest turned violent on occasion. There was an open face-off between PFI workers and police personnel, and multiple districts witnessed this in Kerala. The PFI workers were seen indulging in violence, stone pelting, and vehicles were also vandalized.
Violence breaks out in Kerala with public property damage, stones hurled, and damage brought about across districts in the state.
Mega action against Popular Front of India continues. Raids across 15 states. More than 100 PFI members snapped. Facing NIA action, PFI provokes resorts to violent protests, violence and vandalism across multiple districts in Kerala. Fresh arrests made in Bengaluru and Pune. Massive seizure of cash as well. On tape, attack on RSS office, petrol bomb hurled. CCTV visuals show the cowardly attack. Kerala High Court comes down heavily on PFI, says face action next. Prime Minister Modi's big takedown of urban Naxals, says they have only exploited country and countrymen. Welcome friends, let's start 6:30 p.m. with a big breaking revelations in Shimoga terror case. Police have informed that 11 locations have been raided and incriminating material has also been seized. 2 laptops, 1 pen drive and other electronic gadgets. 2 have been seized. All 3 accused were supporters of the Islamic State ideology. They wanted to build an Islamic state and believed that they would get freedom only from Sharia laws. All the 3 accused were preparing to conduct blasts across the state after they concluded the trial blasts. Half-burnt flag of India too was found at the spot where the trial blast was carried out. This is in the Shimoga case. And let's go to Prajwal, if he's there on the ground. All right, Prajwal is there reporting for us from Bengaluru. Prajwal, if you can share more details of this investigation in Shimoga, where these 3 accused have now been taken into custody and a lot of incriminating material found from their possession.
Two of them have been taken into custody. That is accused number 2, Mr. Munir Maz, and accused number 3, who is Yes, we are getting in more information now that there has been only 2 people who have been detained, and the accused number 1, Sharik, is still at large. The accused number 3, Syed, has been detained. He's been arrested, and accused number 2, Muniz Maz, has also been arrested now. The Shimoga SP, Dr. B.M. Lakshmi Prasad also spoke, and he said that 11 locations were raided on the outskirts of Shimoga as well as in Mangaluru too, and several sensitive material has also been seized in this particular regard. Now it is being learnt that the trial blasts were also conducted in several places, and a Maruti Ritz also was seized, where Sharik used to conduct recce of the places across Karnataka where the bombs had to be planted. They have also seized